So, remember a few months ago when I said that I was this band approached me on the street and they were like, "Oh, do you like metal?" And they were like Estonian or whatever.
Yes.
Remember this?
I do,
Follow up.
yes.
This band is a scam.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently it's a elaborate scam of they just fucking, I don't know. They scam people. I don't know how to do that is it. There's not much more to say.
How does the scam work?
That they it's kind of a stupid one because they just go around and sell their dumb CDs of a fake band around, and they try to get people to support. They're like, "Oh, we're doing this and this and this," but yeah, they're not real. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, because they go by 3 or 4 different names. They're all the same band, but they're not. They don't actually exist. So
fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I can kind of see that scam a little bit. It's not.
I don't know I don't know how, if it makes any money or whatever, but it's it's very stupid. But yeah, apparently they're not real. And glad that I never bought their CD, because one, they sucked. The 2 or 3 songs I could find were so bad.
Yeah.
And guess it makes more sense because they're not real.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Hey, welcome to your weekly bonus, Corner Späti. It is me, Ciarán. I'm joined by Nick.
Yo, wait, this is the bonus episode. I need to edit out pretty much everything I said then during the last one, because that is illegal in Germany. Half the shit I said. Oh, well, whatever.
We can swap them around. If
No. It's perfectly fine. That episode was very fun. I enjoyed it. But now that I'm thinking, no, I knew that it was the main episode.
Whoops.
There's no whoops. I'm just saying,
Yeah. So
we might be
today.
The West might be wrong.
Today I have a grab bag of various information that oh man, where do we start with this?
I don't know, but you're going to present it to the class, aka me, and I'm going to be like, "Ooh, wow, thank you for sharing, Ciarán. I really like this." Or no, I don't like this. Yeah, but there were 3 elections that were recently that we didn't talk about. And I know that our listeners were probably just banging on the door of Corner Späti headquarters, being like, where's your review of the Polish, Romanian, who was the third one?
Portuguese, yeah.
Yeah. Where are these? We expect more from you.
Yeah, let's where do we start? Okay, I'm gonna start with
just throw a dart at Europe, whichever one it gets closest to. This is we hop in the Corner Späti private jet, you take me places. And ah.
And then I also have a little fun article thing to talk about towards the end.
Love that.
So I guess the first one we could talk about, which is the one that is possibly the least consequential, was the Portuguese snap election. So yeah, Portugal is currently being led by before this election was being led by Luis Montenegro, great name, and he's the PSD, which is the Party Social Democrats, which basically means in Portuguese politics it's the center right, because the Carnation Revolution left that lasting effect where the Social Democrats are the fascists and the centrist party is called the Marxist-Leninist Party of Portugal or whatever.
Yeah.
Therefore deregulation. So he called a snap election, and then came back as the winner of that. Even gained seats, but still not an outright majority, and the traditional center-left party, one of the default parties, PS, which is the Socialist Party, they're your center-left party, now have the same number of seats as Chega, the kind of new fascist party of, yeah. Portugal. So that's cool. That was a fun thing that happened with that election. Trying to think if there's any other like big things to talk about with the Portuguese election. Pretty straightforward. I don't think there was much to talk about there other than it happened, and it's not great for the future of Portuguese politics to a certain extent, but yeah, it's fine.
I mean, we're in Europe. Everything's getting pretty shit. You know, Portugal would, how dare they if they wanted to be different, you know, and be nice.
Yeah, right. But then we get into like what I think is probably just like way more interesting. So let's talk about Poland. Poland had a presidential election. It is a 2-round system, kind of similar to France. The Polish president is kind of powerful. It's not quite Ireland's president, where it's like a ceremonial role, but it's also not quite the French president, which is to say has
Jupiterian god
power.
emperor king. Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like what the president was like a French republic ago. Like, well, we're on the 5th republic now. It's kind of like the 4th republic system, where like the president does matter, but not that much. The prime minister and the president basically have equal power. Prime minister of Poland is Donald Tusk. This was much celebrated when he returned to Polish politics, of like, oh yeah, he's back to save us. And he's going to help make...
With the good right-wing party.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And now everyone's like, oh no, they didn't unseat PIS, the piss party, with like what would you call it? Like the closest election, I think, in Polish history. Yeah. So it was like ridiculously close election when it came to the second round. I believe we got like a 0.9% difference in results. I'm just going to get the exact figures there. But we can talk about like the candidates a little bit. It was between a one Karol Nawrocki and a Rafał Trzaskowski. And yeah, so Nawrocki won with 50.89% of the vote. So less than like 1%. Or basically like a 1% difference. And yeah, everyone's kind of like up in arms about this because there's Nawrocki's not like a good person. He's technically an independent. He's technically wasn't like, so Trzaskowski was Civic Platform, but like Nawrocki is independent, but like backed by PIS. Yeah. And everyone like understood him as the PIS candidate. He's a former football hooligan.
Never those are, you know, normally great guys.
Mm-hmm. Former boxer, and I believe he was like a history teacher for a bit. But like probably like that Sean Bean, you know, video history teacher.
Yeah.
Unconquered.
Yeah.
Unconquered. Yeah, he's It looks bad in the sense of like he has no political experience. He probably just exists to throw like gum in the works of like Tusk's agenda. And yeah, it's but also I'm just gonna say completely Civic Platform and Donald Tusk's like fault that this happened. It was meant to be like a cakewalk election.
This is a preview of a bonus episode. To hear the rest of it, go to patreon.com/Späti and subscribe for €4.50 a month. Subscribers get an extra episode every week and help us pay for the show and buy frivolities, trinkets and doodads.